There you go, guys, look at that, cracking dace on the fly. That's absolutely fantastic. He just came, oh, back he goes. He just came up out of those little streamer weeds there and smashed it. Absolutely brilliant. Afternoon, guys. Andy the budget angler here, just out on the local river doing a bit of fly fishing today. So this isn't a very trouty area, so I'm hoping I can get some coarse fish today. Yeah, I've just got like my flies that I've tied there. Well, the ones I actually tied specifically for the broads that I'm using today, but I didn't really get as much fishing done as I wanted to, although I will later on in the year. I'm going out to get a few, so fingers crossed we can get a couple out today. Seen a few little rises already. It'd be nice to get, there's loads of chub, dace and roach in this stretch, so it'd be nice to get one of each of them, and I know roach are sort of lend themselves to chasing after little lures and hopefully the flies as well, so fingers crossed. And obviously chub will go for anything, because they obviously fill a similar niche to trout, I suppose, in a river ecosystem. But yeah, that's the plan today. So do a nice bit of fly fishing. It's weather's much better than forecast. I was hoping it to be a bit cloudier today, actually, just because I find that bit better conditions for fly fishing. The fish are less able to discern that it's not actually a real fly if they can't see it as well. But that being said, it's a lovely day, lovely and warm, a little bit humid, but fingers crossed we can get a few fish out for you. Oh. There you go, guys, check that out. What an optimistic day. The fly was nearly as big as it. Absolutely brilliant. There you go, guys, check that out, a lovely little chublet there. That's 2 dace and a chublet, absolutely chuffed to bits. I love catching fish with the fly, it really is such great fun. Another little chublet there, guys, absolutely tiny. You can just see the little fly there. It's like a little brown pheasant tail with a bit of silver whipping on it, or banding, absolutely cracking little fish. I don't know if you can see this in front of me, guys, but there's a massive shoal of chub and roach, and there's some big chub under that tree. But I mean, it's so inopportune for fly fishing. I think as soon as anything hits the water, they're going to scarper. But obviously, this is so close to the path, they're used to seeing people up in the tree already. Oh, we'll see. Well, that was more successful than I expected. I've got myself in the right state now. There you go, lovely little chub, best chub of the day, absolutely cracking little fish. Just smashed the fly as it almost hit the water. Hopefully I got it on GoPro, but that hasn't spooked the fish. They're all still in front of me. I'm standing there bold as brass, sort of like barely daring to move, but I'm gonna have another cast. And another one there, guys, absolutely lovely, big, nice and big mouth on him. That's the fly. The only reason I saw him take it, I could just see his little white lips chomping up and down on something, so I struck and he had it. Absolutely brilliant fun. Well, that's some of the flies I'm using there, guys, and they're all tied by me. You got sort of like little buzzers all there, sort of not really much dressing on them at all. They're like a sort of a grey boy style with like the hurl of the feather wrapped round them. Some beaded ones. All of these are all sort of like nymphs, sort of pheasant tail or artificial stuff, you know. And then these are sort of almost like jig flies, quite heavy duty. They're about size sort of 8, 10, and the smallest ones are about size 16. These might be a little bit smaller, maybe an 18 there, but yeah, they're all the patterns are getting some interest, so it's just really pick what you fancy, to be honest, today. So yeah, I'm going to crack on. Probably got a little while to go yet before it gets too dark. Well, this is the rod and reel I'm using, guys. Hopefully you've just seen the flies. It's the internet one. It's a max catch rod and reel. It's a 3-weight, it's 8 foot, it's nice and whippy. It's a matching 3-weight line, just with a tapered leader, and then I've just got a bit of mono tied on as a bit of tippet and a tippet ring there. The fly I've got at the moment is a tiny little, about a size 16, 18 little white goose feather nymph. Yeah, not much to be said about it really. I think the whole set was 55 quid for the rod and reel and the line. Yeah, it's not like a big brand, but it does the job. It's not too heavy and nice and whippy, and yeah, I feel like I'm getting to grips with the casting a bit as well, although not that really I'm demonstrating much under this yew tree here. But yeah, that's what I'm using. Another one there, guys. Just changed the fly up to a white one, a bit of iridescent sort of tinsel banding on it, and yeah, I just saw, because I could just keep an eye on the fly, and I just saw it disappear, and this little guy gobbled it. Oh wow. There you go, guys. What about that then? It's a minnow on a fly. That's a new species on the fly. Absolutely chuffed to bits with that. You can just see the massive fly he took. Absolutely brilliant. Another one there, guys. Again, I just saw like the fish sort of dart and then start chomping his lips up and down. I thought he's got it in his mouth. Absolutely brilliant fun. There's such feisty little fish. This is great. Another one there, guys. That might be the best one of the day. They're all of a size of these better ones. And again, I just watched the fly drift down. I wasn't even sort of twitching it or fishing the fly or making it swim. It just drifted in the current. I just saw him pop his head up and grab it. Absolutely fantastic. Such a great way to catch fish. I absolutely love fly fishing. It's so much fun. Well, I'm going to call it a night, guys. Just so I've packed up. I don't know if you can see that, like, another group of fish just moved into the swim behind me and started taking insects off the surface. But yeah, it's sort of slowed down, and I mean, I just hadn't been able to find the fish now for the last hour or so. So it's getting a little bit dark as well, and I'm struggling to see any sort of takes on the line or anything like that. So I'm going to call it a night. But what a fantastic afternoon. I think that's the first time I've done fly fishing on a video and caught chub and dace. I have done it once before and caught a couple, but I don't think I was filming at the time. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. Those chub are, as soon as you hook them, they're absolutely explosive. They really go for it. They're really like wriggly as well. Really, really good fun, especially on the light little rod. Yeah, great. And it's such a tactile way to catch fish, where you really feel every little sort of bump and twang as you're pulling it through the eyes. And it's good to get a bit of practice in as well, because I don't do fly fishing very often. But I do enjoy it, and so when I do, it's always takes me a little while to get back into the casting and retrieving the fish by pulling the line through rather than winding it in, like using the reel. So yeah, it's great fun. I recommend it to anyone. If you got like a little still water or a river nearby with any coarse fish or trout or anything, I'd really recommend getting out and having a bash with the fly fishing. And I suspect you could probably sort of adapt a lure fishing rod, or fish like a larger fly under a float, similar to some other sort of those tiny little lures I've fished before. So that might be something to do, and I think I'm going to have a little try with that and see if we can sort of kind of fly fishing, but doing it wrong, doing it the budget angler way. But yeah, anyway, that's that really. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. Thank you very much for watching. If you have, please hit that thumbs up. Please drop me a sub. If you can share my stuff on social media, I'd be much obliged, and I will see you guys in the next one. Cheers, guys. Fish on.